By the end of this video, I'm gonna bet you this little item right here is gonna make it to your grocery list. In today's video, I'm gonna be sharing a breakfast recipe, 2 easy recipes that could be used for either lunch or dinner, and then the most perfect spring and summertime dessert. You're not gonna wanna miss any of these, and all these recipes are using Puff Pastry. Let's get into it, y'all. All right, first up, we have a Puff Pastry breakfast pizza. This recipe is super easy to make, super delicious, and super filling as well. We're gonna need some eggs. We're gonna use just 1 Puff Pastry sheet. I just have the box out here. We have a couple different cheeses. I have some sharp cheddar, and this is some Colby Jack. We're gonna need a little bit of milk. We're also gonna need some bacon. All right, so we just have a baking sheet here. I have one of these little parchment sheets in there. We have our Puff Pastry dough. I'm just gonna, you can roll this out with a rolling pin, but I'm just gonna kind of use my fingers just to kind of spread it out, make it a little bit more thin. I like a rustic pizza anyway. Now we're just gonna go around the edges and kind of make a little, just a little bit of a crust. Next, we're just gonna take a fork and we're gonna very gently poke some holes in here. And you really don't wanna poke it all the way through your crust, just kind of on the top. All right, this is going into a 425-degree oven for about 8 minutes. We're gonna pre-bake our crust before we add all of our breakfast toppings. All right, while that Puff Pastry is in the oven, we're gonna go ahead and give a little chop to our bacon. Also, while our crust is baking, we're gonna go ahead and get 3 eggs in our bowl. We're gonna mix our eggs with some milk. I'm gonna do just a tiny pinch of salt and a good pinch of black pepper. We're gonna give everything a really good whisk. You can start to see I'm getting some good bubbles in there. I just want to say, anytime you're doing scrambled eggs, this recipe or not, the more bubbles you have, the more fluffy your eggs are gonna be. So when your arm gets tired, take a breather, keep going. All right, next we're gonna go in with our cheese. I'm gonna start with the Colby Jack. And of course, this is where you can go crazy with the toppings. You can do sausage, you can do a veggie breakfast pizza, whatever you and your family like. But you really can't go wrong with bacon, egg, and cheese. I'm gonna get a little bit of this sharp cheddar as well. Next, I'm just gonna pour on our egg, our scrambled egg mixture. Nice and evenly on our pizza. Who doesn't love pizza for breakfast too? Y'all, I love cold pizza for breakfast. Let me know down below if you like cold pizza for breakfast. And lastly, we're just gonna top with that cooked and chopped bacon. All right, our breakfast pizza is going back into the oven for just about 10 or 15 minutes. All right, this is looking so good. Yum, I cannot wait to cut into this. You can tell that egg has set up really nicely. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. Let's give this breakfast pizza a try. All right, y'all, taste test time. We're gonna taste this breakfast pizza. It's probably cooled down now. You going fork or picking up?
I think I'm gonna live dangerously.
Looks cheesy. Oh my gosh. That crust, y'all. I gotta get a bite of this crust. I love that buttery, flaky crust. You can pretty much put anything on top of that and it would be good. And like I said, you could really add any kind of toppings you want on there, any kind of breakfast items, or any other kind of pizza toppings for that matter. Y'all definitely make sure you give this one a try. All right, next we have a recipe that will be perfect for a quick little lunch or an easy dinner. Only 5 ingredients in this one, and this is Puffy Tacos. For our 5 ingredients, we're gonna need some ground beef. We're gonna need some Mexican blend cheese. Of course, this is our Puff Pastry. We're only gonna use 1 roll in here. By the way, I'm actually gonna have this entire recipe because I'm making all of these today. But if you're making it, you know, for a regular dinner or get together, I'll have the full recipe down below. So I also need a can of mild rotel and then a packet of your favorite taco seasoning. All right, first we're gonna start by browning up our ground beef. All right, so our ground beef is browned up. I went ahead and drained the fat from it. Next, we're gonna sprinkle in that taco seasoning. And Taco Bell is our favorite. If you've never tried the Taco Bell, it is so good. And speaking of our favorite things, we actually updated our Amazon storefront. I have all of my favorite kitchen tools, my kitchen essentials, everything that I use in my videos. I'll link it in my store. So y'all be sure to go check it out. It'll be in the description as well. All right, now we're gonna add the rotel. Since I'm having this recipe, I'm going to just add a few tablespoons in here. All right, we're just gonna stir this together. Give this just a couple more minutes to kind of marry all together. I'm bringing over our puff pastry. Spread it out just a tiny bit. All right, for this recipe, we want to have about 9 squares. All right, I'm just gonna kind of separate each little square because each one is gonna be a puffy taco. I just know these are gonna be so good. All right, but now what we're gonna do, we're gonna take a little bit of that taco meat and you wanna place it kind of diagonally on each little square. That might have been a little too much because what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of fold in the middle and pinch that together, and that's gonna create the cutest little puffy taco. Right now outside, y'all, I think it's like 84, 80 something degrees, and I'm staring at my pool and I really wanna go out there, but this just has me thinking this would be a perfect little pool snack this summer, perfect little summer snack for the kids when they're at home, or perfect little lunch. I think they would love this. Did anybody catch what else I forgot? Can you guess what this recipe might be missing? Which, if you wanted this to be a dairy-free recipe, you totally could. I love cheese with tacos, so we're definitely gonna add some cheese, but I'm not gonna open those two. I'll just go back and add some cheese to the ones I haven't closed yet. All right, now let's finish getting all these little guys closed up. All right, I already have my oven on 400. These are just going in there for about 15 to 17 minutes till they start to look puffy and golden brown. All right, y'all, these look so good. We had a couple of them kind of pop open. I even tried to reseal them after they started cooking a little bit, but I was burning my fingers, so I figured let's just not. All right, y'all, overall, I think these look super good, no matter if they're flat or stay together. I cannot wait to try these. Get my sun drop to wash it down. All right, grab yours. I'm gonna dip mine in some sour cream. Yum, look at that, it's puffy.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Don't hit my sour cream.
That was good.
And crunchy and crispy and meaty.
You know what it reminds me of? A chalupa.
Oh, it does.
Like the fried chalupa crust. I just figured out, I think I told y'all this. I just figured out I love chalupas, unfortunately.
How long has it been since you've had a chalupa?
It's been a while, a month or so. Yeah.
A month or so? When
But
was the first time you had one?
Like this year. I don't know.
Y'all, it's been almost 34 years, 35 years since you've had a chalupa.
No, I didn't have one when I was born 34 years ago.
How
I ain't never had one for 35 years.
Well,
I don't even know how old I am.
You know how, huh?
What was it? I was 34 and 35.
I mean, you could have had one when you was like 1. How old?
No, I didn't. I don't even think chalupa's been around that long. Also, by the way, I just had a Big Mac this year too. So
that
good.
is, yes.
Okay, but these are really good. Give them a try. Next up, we have another super simple dinner idea. Who doesn't love a good chicken pot pie, especially with a golden, buttery, flaky crust? Let me show you how we're gonna make this version. So we're gonna need some peas and carrots. These are just frozen peas and carrots. They've probably thawed out by now. We have a little bit of chopped onion. We're gonna use some canned chicken today to make it easy. We have some chicken broth back here, a little bit of milk, some butter, flour, some garlic. We have some Italian seasoning, salt and pepper, 1 egg. We're gonna mix with a little bit of water for an egg wash, and then of course our puff pastry. Let's go ahead and put these little, I don't know if I said these are miniature pot pies. Let's put these miniature pot pies together. All right, so we're just gonna start over here on the stove. We're gonna make our filling for our chicken pot pies. First, we're gonna melt 2 tablespoons of butter. Now we're gonna add our chopped onion. We're gonna saute this just for a couple minutes until our onion becomes soft. We're also gonna add 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. Next, we're gonna add in about 1½ cups of cooked and shredded chicken. I'm gonna add a pinch of salt, a pinch of black pepper. I'm also gonna add just a sprinkle of Italian seasoning. Next, I'm just gonna sprinkle in about 2 tablespoons of flour. And this should start to thicken up. It's what's gonna thicken up our pot pie filling. Next, we're gonna add in 1/2 cup of chicken broth. And then 1/4 cup of milk. It's already starting to kind of thicken up a little bit. I'm just gonna continue to stir it. We're also gonna go ahead and add in our peas and carrots. So now we just wanna bring this up to a simmer. That way it will continue to thicken up a little bit. All right, so let's go ahead and get our puff pastry out. And I'm actually making half of this recipe as well. So if you're making the normal amount, you'll just need to have 2 puff pastries. 2 come in a box. So I'm just gonna half the amount of little mini muffins we're gonna have. All right, so I have my little squares or rectangles actually from the bottom. You just want to spread these out. You can use your hand or a rolling pin. I'm just gonna use my hand because it's quicker. Flatten them out, kind of make them a little bit bigger. You just want them big enough to cover the whole little muffin, just like that. Next, we're just gonna go ahead and cut out 4 little pie crust. Just using a biscuit cutter.
Look at that.
Look at how good I measured that.
Look at that. Look at that, pure perfection. Just like a centimeter here. Oh, and you moved it. It's a centimeter on the other side too. I measured.
All right, now I'm just bringing over that pot pie filling. We're gonna fill these up about 3/4 of the way. And next we're just gonna pop our cute little lids on. All right, so I just have a little bit of water in here with my egg. I'm gonna give that a quick little whisk. Then a light little egg wash for each one. All right, y'all, the oven is preheated to 400. These are going in there for about 20 minutes until they're nice and puffy and golden brown. These little miniature pot pies baked up so pretty, y'all. And if you're somebody whose crust is the favorite part or is the best part on a chicken pot pie, look how crusty and good these look. Look at that delicious filling in there. Y'all, these look and smell so good. All right, I'm taste testing by myself this time. Darren is taking the kids where they need to go. Let's see, I want a piece with a lot of that crust. That is perfection. That right there is comfort food in a muffin tin. You wouldn't think all those simple flavors would be just that good together. It's not that many ingredients, but something about it just works. Okay, y'all may or may not know I am a sucker for a cream cheese Danish. And y'all, this one, these flavors, you're gonna be making this all spring and summer long. This is a lemon blueberry cream cheese Danish, and it is so good. So for our ingredients on this one, we're gonna actually be using some blueberry pie filling. We have some powdered sugar here as well as some granulated sugar. That's just a little bit of milk back there we're gonna use to make our glaze. We also have some toasted sliced almonds. We have 4 ounces of cream cheese. Of course, we're gonna need some puff pastry, and then we have some vanilla extract as well as some lemon extract. To our mixing bowl, we're gonna add that softened cream cheese. We're also gonna add our sugar to that cream cheese. So I did about 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and now we're gonna do 1/2 teaspoon of lemon extract. Now we're just gonna whisk this together until it all becomes really smooth. All right, we're gonna set that to the side. All right, I have my baking sheet. I'm gonna get some parchment paper on here. Here is our puff pastry dough. We're gonna get it unfolded. Take the paper off. And now I'm just gonna cut this into 6 even little sections. Or just 6 not even close to even sections. It doesn't really matter. I'm gonna bring back over that blueberry pie filling, and next is the fun part. We're just gonna take a spoonful, about a tablespoon of that cream cheese mixture. We're gonna spread it out onto each little square. And next we're just gonna go in with another little tablespoon, maybe not quite a tablespoon, of this blueberry pie filling. And by the way, I'm sure y'all figured this out by now. This would be delicious with kind of any combination of pie filling and extract. I have a really delicious lemon blueberry dump cake. I'll remember to link it down below if y'all wanna go see that. I don't know why lemon and blueberry, those flavors make me think of summer, spring and summer. All right, so I already have my oven at 400. These are going in there for about 15 to 17 minutes. All right, we're gonna make our glaze to go on top of our Danishes. So first we're gonna need some powdered sugar. We're gonna start with a little bit of milk. We can always add more. And we're gonna add about another 1/4 teaspoon of that lemon extract. All right, let's start whisking this together. We might need to add a little bit more milk. This might be just right. All right, y'all, our Danishes are out of the oven. They look delicious. I'm just gonna let these cool for a few minutes until they're actually pretty nice and cool before we put that glaze on so it doesn't melt off. But these already look so good. All right, I think our Danishes have cooled enough to add this glaze. Y'all, this looks so, so good. And lastly, we're just gonna put a few toasted almonds on top. A little bit of crunch. Alrighty, I'm the only one in front of the camera for this one. We're gonna give it a try. It looks so good. Look at all those flaky layers in there. Cream cheese and blueberry on top, that lemon glaze and almonds. Oh my gosh.
It's so good.
It tastes like a really good toaster strudel. That's what it reminds me of.
Fresh.
This is delicious, y'all. Can taste that cream cheese in there. Buttery, flaky crust. This is so good.
This would be good like a Christmas morning brunch.
Darren just said this would be perfect for like a Christmas morning breakfast. Also, with Mother's Day coming up, for a Mother's Day brunch, if you do like a brunch style dinner with your family, y'all, these need to go on your menu. Alrighty, my friends, comment down below and let us know if you're thinking about trying any of these recipes. You cannot go wrong. They were all seriously so good. Thank you for coming and cooking along with me today, and I will see y'all real soon in my next video. Bye, y'all.